Let me start with something uncomfortable. If your financial plan is based on your degree, then you are in trouble. Not because education is useless, don't get me wrong, but because the economy that your degree was designed for no longer exists. It's already stopped in the 1990s. And the funny part, most of us, few people know that this rule doesn't apply in our current state, but many still adapt to it because it pains me to an extent that I see graduates. You call yourself graduate and yet there is nothing to show for it. Good and fine, you can say the economy is bad. Definitely the economy is on its own. But I came to discover that it is not government that make the country, it is not politicians rather that make the country become valuable. It is people, entrepreneurs. And this doesn't have to do with whether you're a graduate or you're not a graduate. The certificates you are rushing to get, wanting is for an old economy that does not exist. Let me give you an example. I was watching an interview of someone who left Nigeria and the man is based in Canada. Now, this is his own scenario. Not that when he was in Nigeria, he was broke or poor. He had something doing. He was even in the top league. I've forgotten the association he mentioned. But he later discovered that he was not wealthy. He had money, but he was not wealthy. It was during the time when they left for Canada. Few years in Canada, you have to start all over again. You have to get some certifications so that you can get that comfortable lifestyle he was having in Nigeria. Because when he was in Nigeria, according to him, he said that he had private motor that normally do carrying, go to work, come back, and all those kind of stuff like that. But when he went to Canada, he realized that he was just in he was just repeating a circle. He was just repeating a pattern. It pains me that graduates can't do something with their certificate. And I'm here to tell you that your certificate no longer determines whether you get a job or not. As long as you are skillful, your certificate, the school only teaches you to be knowledgeable, but didn't teach you how to be employable. And I will explain. Just stay with me. So the topic for today that we are going to be treating on is based on your degree is no longer valuable in this present economy. The main purpose for this is to shift your mindset into another mindset or into another phase that you have to be creative in order to attain what you want. And I'm going to be using practical examples along the line so that you will understand. Now, the lies that we're being sold to, the common one we all know is that go to school, work hard, graduate, you get a good job, first class will give you a good job, definitely you will save for a while and you live comfortable. Just like I said, few people know that this doesn't exist, but many still attached to it. Now, in this your current stage, there are many reasons why graduates are stuck, and there is a way in which you can elevate yourself from this circle. Everybody would like to build wealth. Everybody, if I ask now, how many of us want to become wealthy? Thousands of us will raise our hands and say, oh yes, we want to become wealthy. But how many of us is ready to live uncomfortable for a while? That is where the problem is. For you to build wealth, you have to be uncomfortable for a while. And you have to have this mindset that comfort is not safety. Most especially today, in our today's economy, in today's Nigeria aspect, we see that your certificate is not being valued. The main reason why they are asking you for your certificate is just so that at least they can attach it. Okay, yes, it's just to give you some accreditations like that, but it doesn't even guarantee anything. Just like when I was watching Pastor Olumide, he said something that when he wrote his book, he took the blueprint. So for him to say that book now, you need to attach a name to that place. But if you attach only Pastor Olumide, it's not going to sell, because definitely you know how it is. So he now traveled to get some resources. He traveled to Harvard and went for masters and all those kind of stuff like that. So he handed the copy of the book, the blueprint, to the professor there, and the professor saw it and was like, you are supposed to be a professor like this tutoring. He said, I know that the only reason I came here is for me to get the title doctor so that I can put it to my book and sell it. Now, I'm not saying that education is useless. The thing is that most of us, I will speak for myself, education opens our eyes to so many things. The reason why I started this movement is because I've seen a lot of people in one same circle thinking we are building generational wealth, in which we are not building generational wealth. Yes, you might say that school is a scam, but the result is vital. But I'll tell you that school is not actually fully scammed, because most of us came from some backgrounds, depending on where you are starting from, that were not fully furnished. When we got to school, we then learn how to socialize with people, learn how to speak, be confident. Most of us even try out so many things while we are on campus. But the painful part is, after leaving campus, why is that fire? Why is there no still fire in you? Why is it that the fire dropped? Will now depend on the certificate, that the certificate that is going to give us jobs. I know you might not understand fully what I'm trying to say, but me giving you some tips and tricks, I believe you can understand this better if you just stick with me. Because in 5 years' time, it won't be actually on what you study. It will be, what can you do? You might have master's, PhD, but what can you do? What can you do? That's why you see most graduates, you can NYSC and the rest, still learning apprenticeship from someone who didn't even go to school. And you know the painful part? For me, I don't fancy NYSC. To me, if I even wish that they should scrap it out, because it's just a waste of time. Because this is why I say so. The main reason, or something I noticed that is killing most graduates, is that after attaining that NYSC certificate, for you to go back and learn under somebody that didn't even complete his secondary school certification, it's somehow for us, because we just, in case that person talk to us anyhow and you hear something like you that is not even, if you, is it me that went to school, got NYSC and all those, that title alone is affecting our brain, and it's making most of us not to be valuable. The reason why most of us are stuck is because we are still depending on the government. If you look at it, just like I said, it is not politicians or government that make a country better. Go and check, go and study the people that made America America. They were the Americans themselves. The John Rockefeller, Andrew Carnegie, Ford, name them. Those are the people that made America America. There are things that you need to start considering in this 2026 if you want to excel in whatever you are doing. If you are a student, you are watching this. If you are a graduate, you are watching this. It is high time for you to start thinking outside the box. Yes, they say everybody cannot become a billionaire. Good, I agree with that totally, but everybody can make money. Everybody can be comfortable with themselves. It is not a matter of yes, you can't attain a level of $40. You can't attain the level, you might not even attain the level of Dangote and the rest. But to me, it is a collective effort, because either way or the other, Dangote still need people to buy his products. So if you are that poor, if let's say out of the millions of people, let's say 70% of Nigerians are, which is this, statistically we are more than that, but this time around what I'm trying to say is that they can't even afford one square meal. Its product won't sell. Its product won't sell. So now, what can you do to move or transist from this state? Because like I said, your certificates can't give you the life you are actually wanting. And it's not for me to tell you the problem without giving you the solution. I have to give you both the problem, I have to tell you the problem, and I have to give you a solution to the problem. And this is something that we are seeing online regularly. Now, another thing again I notice is that most of us are afraid to start something new. Let me put it. Most of us are afraid to start something new. We are all afraid to start something new. What will people say? Yes, let me tell you something. I discovered that you see this word that we all are using. I'm not in competition with anybody. I just want to. Everybody is in competition with everybody, whether you like it or not. As long as you are trying to be better than yesterday, you are in competition with yourself, and everybody tends to see you as a competitor. Because in one way or the other, people are looking up to you. People are looking that you don't take their food away from their plate. So we are all in competition, depending on how you are viewing it. You might say I'm wrong, I agree to it, but if I ask you as a graduate that what is your biggest fear, I believe one of it will be you don't want your mates that you graduated 5 years back to still see you the same. Zlatan did his 30th, celebrated his 30th birthday, I bit 31st birthday with his secondary school classmates. Do you think it's everybody that is the whole classmates that attended that party? If you don't have transport, nobody sends you. Now get transport, now go there. So let's go into the same topic that certificate alone can't give you what you actually want. Let's imagine two graduates. Graduate A still believe in the old system. Graduate B believe in the new system. And the old system is apply, graduates apply, wait. Then you get the luxury life you always plan for. Graduate B graduates and start to learn some side income skills, some side income business, side income skills like that, just developing himself, and while still job hunting. 5 years later, you find out that graduate A and graduate B are not in the same category, despite that it is the same economy, but this time around it is the different mindset. It is the different mindset, the same degree but different mindset and different economy. So let's really go into what you need to do. But before I tell you what you need to do, I'll also still highlight another problem, and the problem is we as graduates, or you as upcoming graduates, remove these lazy mindset, in the sense that you don't want to try something new. You don't want to be better than yesterday. You like, just from a mentor, he said the only way, I admire him so much that I just wonder, how do you do this thing? It's by consuming knowledge, and most of us are not ready to learn. I know most of you will watch this video and still at the end of the day you won't still apply whatever you're applying. You might just say, who is this talking? But I bet you it is something that if you try now, in 5 years time, we might be the same people running global businesses, because that is my dream. I don't know for you, that is what I'm chasing. I want to be in the rooms of people that are leading the world business organization. So like I said, why most graduates are stuck, before I give you the final one, which is what you need to do, is number one, university teach content, while the market rewards competence. Like I've told you, we are only there to be taught on how to operate machinery, not how to build wealth, not how to live comfortably. It is a trap, it is a rat race. And also this entrepreneurship stuff, I will get there soon, but just to say something briefly, this entrepreneurship stuff is also the new rat race, but you have to find a way for you to be detached from it, because everybody wants to start a business, everybody wants to sell. Sorry, excuse me. Yes, you will sell, but you have to be something different. You have to be someone different, or you have to have something different from others. It might be the same product, but it is different packaging. I will get into that, and make sure you like, share, and subscribe, so that once I'm bringing up this topic, teaching it, you will get to the point fully. The other one is degrees measure memory, the economy reward problem solving. Yeah, in school we're only taught to, most of us don't even read to understand. We just read, cram the word, and go into the exam more and pour. But outside the market, outside the school premises, is what can you do? Yes, you have masters. What can you do? What can you do? For someone to employ you, what can you do? You have PhD in this and that. What can you do? That is why we have most doctors in the university, because the only thing they can do is to teach. And even the teaching self, most lecturers are so frustrating, because number one self, they don't even have, they are not even living comfortably, so they pass down the frustration on we, the students. Well, we'll leave that topic for another day. So the other one is why most graduates are still stuck, is you graduate knowledgeably, not but unemployable. You graduate knowledgeable but unemployable. Like I said, you just have knowledge, but what can you do? What can you do? You know theories, but you can't produce results. It's still all on what can you do. So it's not a matter of I have BSc in this. What can you do? What can you do? And yes, now I remember vividly the advice I really want to give them. It's the advice is, if you are a graduate, don't criticize, or don't diminish or demonize your early beginning. This is what I mean. Most graduates are afraid to start a job of 50,000 naira, because of we have gotten our NYSC certificate now. So 50,000 naira looks like it doesn't pay any. Actually, it doesn't pay anything, but it should be your starting point. Now, everybody have different starting points. If I would give you the best advice, is to even go back. If you have parents who are still alive, stay in your parents' home. The rentage is not your problem. Accommodation is not your problem. You have where to sleep. You have food. That time you are working, use it to save, and from there you transcend into another, or you transit into another stage. But everybody has their own starting point. But in either ways, wherever you are starting from, you just have to have another mindset. There are people that left home and still make something. One thing my uncle told me one day that I stick to it dearly is, there is no excuse for failure. If you have an excuse that made you fail, life will still bring, or life will show you people that go through more worse of what you are going through, or they have gone through worst. If there's another word for worst, situations that you went through, but they still made it alive. They still made it alive. So what is now your own excuse for not going for what you actually need? So what you should do, the final part, then before we round up, what you should do, number one, your degree is not useless. It is not just complete, it is incomplete. Your degree is not useless, but it is incomplete. So the things you need to do is to start to learn skills. Now, I can tell you different things. Most people come online and tell you different things to go and learn, but I will share with you what is working for me. As at 2023, I started this online space, and from 2023 to now, you can see the transition. And I've not even gotten to where I want to be, but along the line, I was learning, but I wasn't implementing. That was my delay, and I was in school back then, so feeding and all that, get some things done. You might just be happy that you have 1,000 naira in your account. Boom, lecturer say go and pay this. But I was doing it small, small, small. Till I graduated recently, and I said this is what I want to do, and I'm giving 100% to it. Your degree is not useless; it's just incomplete. So start to learn skills of public speaking. Learn how to communicate very well. Learn how to speak. In fact, the best skill I will even start content creation. I don't care. Anything you want to do, just start content creation. Start creating. Start creating. The market is populated. The market is populated in the social media space. But if you can start creating and work on yourself, you will be somebody. You'll be proud of the person you will become in 5 years' time. That is the only thing I can say. Because all those skills that I will mention that you should go and learn is in content creation. Once you start content creating, you will learn a lot. Content creation will teach you a whole lot. If it is patience, if it is persistence, if anything at all, it is going to teach you. And you will see what works and how you become valuable over time. If what I said hits you, please, I would like you to like, share, and subscribe. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel so that you'll be notified anytime I drop amazing content like this. And until next time, please stay safe.